Today is the day that we go through this basket. Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany, my pronouns are she, her, and I am coming to you from a very sunny Northern Ontario, Canada. And today is the day that we go through this basket. Basically, we have to go through this basket and decide what I'm doing with these knits that basically don't get worn as much as they should, or that I knit and then nothing ever happened with them. None of these are gift knits, so that's good. These are all things that I did knit for myself, but I just find, there's a reason I'm not reaching for them. So we're going to decide what to do with them. Basically, the options are fix, frog, or giveaway. So you know what? Let's stop procrastinating. This basket has been staring me in the face for months and months and months. So let's get right into it. So I am very much going to be like literally talking myself through each of these items in real time. I will explain, generally speaking, why I don't wear the item, because usually I have quickly identified what the problem is. I just need to decide what to do about that problem, right? So let's start with this one. I forget the name of this one, but it is a cropped little t-shirt. This is the front and this is the back. It actually has a really quite beautiful lace portion on the back. And here's the thing. I wear this, not often, but I do wear it. The yarn is gorgeous. It's, I believe, wool and silk. It's a very old handmaiden yarn, and I only had one skein, so I made a tiny little cropped item, and I love the length of this item. And the only thing is the fit isn't as good as it could be. So my thought for this one is not necessarily fix. It's definitely a frog, and find something like this. Oh, sorry. Let's just do that. Find another pattern like this, or just a cropped tee pattern that I can wear in the same way, but not this one. The beautiful lace at the back kind of, and there you can see it. So imagine this on my body. The lace constantly kind of bubbles out on the back of my neck and my upper back. Not attractive. And like not that I can see back there, I definitely cannot, but I just always feel as though I'm like adjusting and what have you. Also, this garment has a tendency to ride back or up, so I feel like I'm a little choky, even though the V actually sort of comes to here. So I think this is definitely a frog, so that I can reuse the yarn because I love the yarn. Next, the irony of this one is so high. If you've been here for a minute, you'll remember this. This is another version of the Mender's cardigan by Brienne Moody, and I had 3 skeins of DK weight yarn, and I wanted to use all of it up. There's just enough for a cropped, I did make it long sleeve cardigan. I did have to use some fingering weight held double for the cuffs. I don't wear this. I've worn it like maybe twice since I finished it, which was earlier this year, and I know that the fit isn't right. It's got either no ease or negative ease at the bust, and I just don't wear it. I don't know if the solution is that it needed to be longer and have 0 or negative ease, or what. I don't know. I don't reach for it, and it's because it doesn't fit right somehow, which is kind of a shame. I love the Mender's cardigan pattern, and I've knit a number of them, and the other ones fit fine. It's probably because I had very limited yarn to deal with, and I was really trying to shoehorn using all of this yarn into this pattern. And I think I thought this quite cropped length would work and that I would wear it. Turns out I really don't. I also, I'll maybe link the video where I talk about the finished object. I thought that the difference between the skeins used here in the body and the one for the sleeves didn't bother me. Turns out it bothers me. All I can see is the fact that the sleeves look so different and pool so differently from the rest of the body that I kind of can't stand it. I think that's the other. I think I just have to be honest about that. I think that's the other thing that really bothers me about this garment. So, love the yarn. Once again, we're in love the yarn territory. So, I think this is a frog and reuse the yarn situation. The other thing is I say that I'm going to frog all of these. I'm really going to have to find motivation to just take a day and frog all the things that need to be frogged. We're going to see how that goes. But and maybe it can be done like a little bit at a time, but I always find that like it is and isn't time consuming. I really just need to commit to actually ripping something out of an evening, right? Have a little frog party, you know, it'll be put on a favorite movie and have a frog party. But yes, I do really want to use this yarn. I think I just need to be way more conscious of alternating skeins or finding a pattern that allows me to blend all three skeins together. Okay, this one might just remain as it is. This is a beautiful shawl, and I forget the name of it, and it's more like a stole or a scarf. I knit this for my wedding 2 years ago. The irony was that we got married in September on the hottest day of the year. So I did not need this wrap, shawl, scarf thing at all. Never once. Never once did I wear it, use it. It's not even photographed. It got left in my room where I was getting ready for the wedding, and I never had to go get it. So it did not make an appearance for the wedding. But I do love it. It's gorgeous. Once again, this is some deep stash handmaiden. Again, I think wool and silk content. So it's gorgeous. I don't wear it, and I don't even think to wear it as just an accessory. I don't know if I'm treating it like way too preciously because I know that I knit it for my wedding, even though I didn't wear it at my wedding. That my knitted item that I wore at my wedding was my wedding top. And that is the most photographed finished object that I have, and that's wonderful. And I've actually reworn my wedding top a couple of times for special occasions, but I don't wear this, but I want to wear this. I think this is going to get, rather than being put back in this basket, I think this is going to go and be stored with my other shawls. I've got a what do we call it? I've got a little rack near on the wall where I hang up some of my most worn shawls, unless I'm keeping it with the jacket that I wear it with, kind of thing, in the closet. But for the other ones, they're just hung up on a rack on the wall. So I think maybe this should go on the rack with the other shawls, and then we're going to see if I reach for it. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's give this guy a chance, because this guy hasn't really had a chance. It got stored away after the wedding, and I recently pulled it out when I was sort of switching things over from winter to spring/summer, and I pulled it out from storage, and I was like, oh, I've never worn it. It got put away after the wedding, and I've never worn it. So yeah. So let's do that. So this one is none of those three options. We're not fixing, we're not frogging, and we're not giving away. We are giving this a second chance. So I guess there's 4 categories. This one's fun. I knit this sort of cowl scarf thing ages and ages ago when I still worked at a local yarn store, which I even think maybe this was a sample. Could be wrong. I don't think so. Maybe I just knit it like for myself. But the yarn is some gorgeous, I think, Malabrigo sock, and can I do it without disturbing the mic? I probably can't. So the problem with this is you can sort of see that it is an in the round, and then yeah, it's basically an in the round sort of kerchief bandana shaped thing. The hole for this is very big. So I think the problem with this is that it sits too low when I put it on. And I think I would prefer, if I was going to wear it, that basically the neck hole be smaller. So let's see if I can do this without disturbing the mic. If I do disturb the mic, I'll cut it out. Yeah, so you can see it's basically the V-neck on a really low t-shirt. And I think it would look much better if it sat, careful of the mic, if it sat more like this, right? And there is a significant amount of fabric, you can't see it back there, but there's a significant amount of extra fabric hanging behind me. But otherwise, I actually really like this, and I think this would be cute to like pop on as a sort of keep your neck warm-ish kind of accessory under a jacket or just over a t-shirt like I'm wearing now. But the fit isn't right. So I think for this one, I'm very tempted to frog it and reknit it and attempt to make the neck hole smaller, or find a pattern that does the same thing. The thing is, I actually really like the mesh lace in it. I think that's very effective with the yarn. So yeah, I think this is more in the category of fix, even though it's going to mean frogging and starting over, I think. I think I have another one of those. Do I have another one of those? I have another one of these somewhere. This is a lovely hat using some very rustic worsted or Aran weight wool that my dad and stepmom brought back from Ireland from a trip years and years ago. And I only semi-recently, maybe in the last couple of years, they brought me home 2 skeins of this Donegal tweed. And I knit one into a hat. And then with the leftovers of that, I striped it, and I'll pop up a picture because I know I have a picture. I striped it with another very rustic yarn, and I have not worn either hat. So because it's kind of souvenir worn, or yarn worn, or like, you know, it's gift yarn, and I do want to use it. I just think for me, it's not garment or accessory friendly. I think I might have to frog both hats to reclaim the yarn, and then I don't know, maybe make something maybe like a cushion cover or something like that, where I get to like admire the yarn, but I don't have to have the itch or the prickle of this, because it is pretty rustic. I mean, I'm feeling it now and it's not bad, but I know on my person, I know it's itchy or prickly. So these are definitely frog and reuse the yarn. Another garment that doesn't fit as well as I want. This is the Alice Tea by Elizabeth Margaret. And while I don't think I knit the wrong size, this also doesn't fit as well as it should. I think my gauge was off enough that I don't actually like the fabric of this. It's a little stiff, even though it's like kind of drapey, right? Like it's not like it can stand up by itself or anything like that. But I don't reach for it, and it's my favorite color. Like the fit is not, definitely not good enough that even the fact that it's my favorite color, I still don't reach for it. I still don't pick it up. So this one is definitely a frog because I have a fair amount of this yarn, and I would rather turn it into a garment or a couple of garments that I will wear. So I think that's the plan for that. This one is going to be a mammoth of a thing to frog, just because there's a lot of yardage in it. But it'll definitely be worth it. Okay, let's see. Ah, this is cute. This is a very lacy scarf with tassels that I made, I believe, as a test knit for the designer. I'm completely blanking on the name right now. Late lunch? Out to lunch. I'm gonna put it up because I know what it is. But this was a really fun knit, very open lace work, really fun. And I did wear it. But since then I have um uh I have other sort of little scarves or what have you that I wear more often. And yeah, I think this is just kind of not my jam anymore. But it is beautiful, and I'm actually quite proud of the work, including the tassels. My tassels are pretty good. Now they look a little mangy just because they've been, stored in a basket for some time. Um, so yeah, I think for this one, in all honesty, I think this is a giveaway one. Because I don't feel like undoing it, especially the tassels. Because I don't particularly have a desire to reuse the yarn. And there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't wear it. Like it's not in need of fixing. It's just no longer my style. So yeah, I think this one in particular is going to be a giveaway. Ta-da! It's another hat. This is a Standing Rock hat that I knit out of Julie Aislinn. Is it Journey? I'll correct myself because I don't remember, but I believe it's sport weight yarn. It's 100% wool, and I think with this one, and you can sort of see even when I don't stretch it out. This one ended up being too narrow for my head. I definitely look like a garden gnome when I wear this, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is too tight on my head, and I do not reach for it. Although if you've been here for a minute, you know that I love to knit hats, and I only wear one. I only wear one hat, and it's my gray cable and lace hat. um but this one is like the yarn of this is so gorgeous that I do want to be wearing it. So I think this is a frog and fix situation because I know that it's too small, and that's what the problem is. Yeah, it's definitely could knit this pattern again or find a better pattern, um rather than a DK weight gauge, find something that's at a sport weight and reknit it. Some Summerlee socks. I did sort of indicate when I finished these that these were too rustic for me. That is absolutely true. I have never reached for these since I finished them, but they were wonderful to knit. This is one of the Cuff Club patterns. I forget which one, but I'll pop it up. And these are absolutely going to be giveaways. Yeah, I have never worn them, and that was confirmed. I even put them with my other socks just to see if I would reach for them. I absolutely do not. They're too rustic for me. So these are absolutely a giveaway item. Okay, here's an oldie but a goodie. This is a seed stitch cowl, and I don't know if you can see here just because the light is a little weird, and it's the exact same color as my wall behind me. This is a seed stitch pattern, cowl pattern, and this was using Dragon Strings yarn in one of their gradient um, colorways, which is gorgeous. I really really like it. I did wear this for a little bit after I finished it. I finished it ages ago, like pre-pandemic ages ago. But I really don't wear it anymore. I think it's because, generally speaking, when winter arrives here, I need something bulkier than this to keep my neck warm. And I don't even reach for it like this time of year when it's a little windy. I think I would rather put on a shawl or a scarf these days rather than a cowl. So This one's tough because like it turned out so well, and it fits really. I'll pop up a picture of myself actually wearing it. It you can cross it, like you can basically double it up. It makes a really close fitting neck warmer, which is lovely, but I don't wear it. So despite it being my favorite color, because this is um, like so like, not to toot my own horn, but so beautifully done, so beautifully finished, I think this is a giveaway item. Okay, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Okay, this I also finished earlier part of this year, and this is the Thistle Thorn Cowl by Lavanya Patricella, and I think I maybe just finished it. Either that or I needed a break from this because this felt like a slog towards the end. It's gorgeous. It uses spin cycle and a navy yarn, and it's mosaic color work, and it was really interesting to do, but it did take a while. The gauge was pretty fairly dense, and I think I maybe just I was kind of done with it. Once I finished it. So it never got into the rotation for the end of winter / early spring. And now that it's starting to get warmer, I don't know if I will wear it. I think this is also one that goes into category number 4, where it gets a second chance. I think I'm going to hang on to it and see if I end up wearing it either like the rest of this spring, or if I start pulling it out in fall when the cool weather returns. And then if I think what will happen is if I don't end up wearing it, this will absolutely be a gift knit because there is no way I am frogging this. Okay, one more thing. Yes. So this is a tiny little simple thing scarf that I made out of some leftovers from a shrug that I made out of Sandusgarn Duo, which is their DK weight merino and cotton blend, which is lovely. It's so small. It barely goes around my neck. You can't even tie it. There's not enough length once you wrap it around to tie it. So unless this goes to a child or someone with a very skinny neck, like skinnier than mine, I think this is this one's tough. I feel like I'm going to frog it. And maybe find a way to reuse the yarn in another garment. Maybe if I acquire more Sandusgarn Duo in the future, this could be striped into it, something like that. But yeah, I think this one is going to get frogged just because it's not very useful as the item that it is. So I think it's going to get frogged, and then we'll reconsider maybe what we can do with the yarn, because the yarn is lovely. Okay, I am covered in there's projects everywhere on the couch, but we have reached the end of the basket. So we kind of know what I'm doing with everything, and there's a lot of frogging that's going to have to happen. And I think that's okay. I think that's fine. At least I've sort of talked myself through each item and identified what's wrong, what's not working, and I have thoughts about what to do about that. What do you guys do with the items that you maybe make for yourself and you don't end up wearing? Do you go ahead and fix them? Do you frog them? Do you give them away? What do you do? I'd love to hear. Also, if you have thoughts about what I should do, quite literally with any of these items. To a degree, I'm not necessarily married to the decisions I've made while recording. I think the only ones for sure, it's like I'm gonna second chance these 2 items. But otherwise, I'm kind of, I'm sort of willing to do whatever. I mean, some of them with the yardage and the yarn that's, in the frog pile, I definitely do want to harvest the yarn, but still I'm open to like just having a discussion and seeing what people think, right? Because I think the longer you knit, the more likely you are to run into this issue, right? Because yeah, what do you do with things that you no longer wear? Or it turns out the fit wasn't that great to begin with. You thought it was going to be fine, but actually drives you nuts. Yeah, what do? I'd love to know. All that being said, thank you so much for being here. This was a really fun video. This was mostly motivation to actually go through this basket. I definitely could have done this off camera and made decisions that, that they impact no one but me. But I thought this would be fun to record because I don't think it's something that people, that knitters, crafters often talk about. What do you do with the stuff that's just lying in a corner because you're not wearing it, or turns out you finished it and maybe you hate it? Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. If you liked this video or any of my other videos, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel grow. And until I see you next time, I hope that wherever you are feeling safe and you are feeling cozy, and I'll see you later.